Well, good evening to you. It's a soggy Sunday, and if it's not raining where you're at right now and you live close to the coast, you have a pretty good chance of more rain coming your way later on this evening. Earlier, say about an hour or so ago, there was a nice little thunderstorm down near the Waycross area that was moving towards some of the viewing area. But that's kind of spread out and weakened in a sense that there's not really lightning there anymore, but still having heavy rain. This is just going to move south of the Jessup area, going toward Townsend, McIntosh County, and then eventually I think Savannah, Chatham County, Bryan County going to miss out on the heaviest rainfall, but rain still yet to come here this evening, and we've already had a little bit. So checking in on Facebook for those of you watching here, liking those comments, and some folks, Darlene from Vidalia, hello to you, and then Sherry from Alma, thank you guys for tuning in this evening. Now there is a little bit drier air over, not so much drier air, but not as much rain over in, say, our western communities right now. So Vidalia, only some light showers around. Montgomery, Toombs, some light rain. Swainsboro, just some light showers. You're tuning in from Bullitt County, not going to get the heavy stuff here, at least for this evening, but the majority of this going to continue pushing toward the coast. And there's really just this one little area of very heavy rainfall. And again, there's no lightning with that right now. Could have a strike or two, but this is not going to be anything severe. So let me put this in motion for you guys over the past hour so you can see what we're talking about. Now notice really hasn't moved that much. The heavy reds, oranges have stayed over the same area. So that means that you could have a little bit of minor street flooding between Waycross and the Nahunta area. So you want to be careful with that, but let's go ahead, time this out to show you where it's heading next. And the only reason that's really important is if, say, you have plans outside, you still need to maybe go run some errands before you kick off the work week. And this is not moving very quickly. And if it even held together, it would take until about 10 o'clock to get over toward Hinesville. So Jessup, you are a little bit sooner than that. Townsend, just after 9. Walter Howardville, that's going to be closer to 9:38 or so. Not exact there, but estimating this out, this is what it looks like. So these are the areas that have the best chance of getting the heaviest rain here for the rest of this evening. So let's see what people are saying here on Facebook there. Kathy from Glenville. We also have Felicia asking about Pooler and Bloomingdale. So we'll just hit both of those right now. Glenville is going to have a little bit of the lighter rain, so we're going to start with that. Going up further north from where we're at, you can see the dark green in that area. That's still classified as light rainfall. This actually moving away. And then we had questions about Bloomingdale and Pooler, and you actually have a little bit heavier rain that's moving toward this area here with Bloomingdale and Pooler there, but it's not going to be very heavy, just light to moderate, and that's if you get under that little yellow patch as well. So Marianne from Bryan County, pretty much the same forecast for you there. Andy says, been raining here for almost 2 hours in Odom, just steady, not heavy. That's kind of what we're dealing with unless you get under that really heavy band of rain. And there is a lightning strike in that now. So I did mention you could have a lightning strike or two with this, and that is north of Nahunta, south of Highway 32, but it's not severe. Darlene asking what's the low for Vidalia tonight. It's going to be actually a pretty mild fall evening with lower 60s out there, so it's not going to be cool like the past couple of mornings. A question here about will the cold weather be here to stay, and the answer is no. It's not actually. So let's shift gears here a little bit, since just showing you that there is a lot of moisture out here. Low country getting rain as well. Beaufort, Hampton, Jasper County, this is just light rain, some maybe a little bit heavier rainfall coming your way in about an hour, but no lightning with that. You'll just notice that it picks up a little bit. For the most part, southeast Georgia has the best chance here over the next hour and a half to 2 hours to just see a rogue lightning strike or two. But I want to turn our attention to the forecast now. So not just tonight, but what's going to happen here in the future. This is a high resolution model that we use only for short-term forecasting. And even by 10 o'clock, it's still showing some areas of heavy rain. This overdoes it by a lot, so I don't show it too much, but it just gives you an idea that there will be chances for heavy rain out there. Closer to midnight, so after 11 for the low country, could have isolated heavier rain. Again, not expecting much lightning. But notice as we get to the late evening hours, it's really starting to dry out in the areas that are getting rain now. So what does that mean for the morning? Well, a few isolated showers could redevelop. Just was talking to someone from the Bullitt County area asking if they were going to get heavy rain. Well, not so much tonight, but overnight you could have isolated heavier rain pop over your way, and it might wake you up, probably going to sleep right through it. More importantly, if this model actually came to fruition here, could have a few isolated showers if you head out early on Monday for your morning commute if you're an early riser. So with the clouds, the moisture in the atmosphere, and the rain, really not falling too much more than, say, about 5 degrees from where we are now, maximum. So lower 60s for us Monday morning. Also going to be watching out for the potential for patchy fog. Some of that could be pretty dense in the morning as well. So I think it's just a good idea to set that alarm about 5 minutes earlier Monday morning. You know, you always want to sleep in as much as you can on Monday morning, put off going back to work or school, but I think that it'd be a good idea. If I had to get up early tomorrow, then I definitely would. Now, let's take you through the day on Monday. Pretty good coverage of rain for now, but what about tomorrow? So let's take it back a couple steps. This one definitely not showing as much rain for the commute time frame, but a few isolated showers definitely will be possible. Probably about a 20% coverage for Monday morning for the commute there. And then as we go throughout the day, we're going to see the afternoon time frame could have a few more isolated showers popping up. All in all, for our Monday, probably only about a 30% coverage. I might bump that up when some new data comes in to about 40% later on. But it looks like we could have another little resurgence of moisture in the evening time frame tomorrow night as well for the areas that are getting rain now. So just something to think about if you have things outdoors planned for tomorrow, getting the kids picked up from one of the practices or something that they have going on. Now, Tuesday morning, also very important for folks that want to go out and do some voting. And I want to give you a peek here at the next few days. And for whoever asked if the cold weather was staying, when you see 80s on the forecast, it's just an easy no, unfortunately. I would much rather have this fall-like weather we had over the weekend than have to put 80s back in the 7-day forecast, but you know, here we are with lower 80s on Tuesday for whenever folks going out to vote. So 30-40% coverage Monday, another chance Tuesday, but with Tuesday's rain chance, I'm really thinking that this is more so afternoon, evening, that we could see some showers moving in more so from the west. So the good news with that is that maybe morning on your way into work or lunchtime you could get out, go to your voting area, and then you don't have to worry about maybe running into a shower on your way home. Now, we've got a few fronts, warm fronts, cold fronts. There's a lot going on this week. It's very a dynamic forecast. These rain chances, I'm just going to tell you now, they're going to fluctuate as we work on the timing here. Usually you're only looking at 1 or 2 fronts potentially a week. You've got things going up, down, left, right this week, so we're definitely going to be seeing these rain chances tweaked a little bit. But I will say this, for those of you that are looking for that fall-like weather, again, this week, the work week, Monday through Friday, is just not going to be the time for it. If you'll notice, waking up temperatures in the low 60s Monday, mid to upper 60s Tuesday. Again, that's the warmest day this week. Then lower 60s again, closing out the work week as well. So will you really need a jacket to keep you warm? Maybe not so much, just heading out to work in the afternoon with temperatures in the mid to upper 70s for the end of the week. Probably not. But the next one comes through Friday. Might have to up this rain chance depending on timing of it. And then we cool back down for this coming weekend. It actually is looking like a very pleasant weekend that's coming up. But it's going to be a relatively active, and I mean that by rain coverage wise over the next week. Usually when you hear active, you think, oh, are we going to have severe weather? Oh, not in the forecast for us here in the low country and the coastal empire. So let's go back to the current radar. So that's the forecast. So if you wanted the forecast, there you have it. If you have questions about that, I'm here for you guys as well on that. Let's go back to answering some questions about the current weather going on right now. So Marie from Statesboro, hello to you. I'm going back just a little bit. Missy was asking, working outside in Savannah, how's it looking tomorrow? I think that you're going to be okay for work. Marlena from Lyons, it looks like you guys are a little bit drier at this point this evening. Darlene, that low for Vidalia, about 61 or so. And Alma, you guys are kind of on the tail end of this rain. as it's moving away from you, but overnight could be just a little bit more redevelopment out there, nothing severe, just a little bit more rain. Anthony, hello from Odom, and Margie asking about how much rain between Screven and Offerman. You could have potentially a quarter of an inch, not out of the question with some of these heavier band. If you get under that where the red is, and notice how it just had a little update here with the radar scans coming in. These are going to continue, this little batch of heavy rain is going to continue moving northeast, but it's really been over the same area between Waycross, Nahunta, south of Bristol, south of Jessup. That area could have gotten 3-4 of an inch of rainfall. I haven't looked at the radar estimations with that, but that's going to be it. Other than that, probably 1/10 to 2 if we're lucky here for this evening. Now, Elizabeth saying that you guys need rain. A lot of us need rain. I know at the airport here in Savannah, probably about 11 inches short for the year. Now another lightning strike just coming in live there. So this cell just still, it doesn't have its act together, but it's still strong enough, tall enough to produce a couple of those lightning strikes. Carl asking how much rain in Bloomingdale. I'd say 1/10 or 2, if that, maybe not even that much. So that's where we're at for this evening. There is a video on the WTOC weather app if you guys want to see that, pretty much going over the same thing that we've been talking about. But this cell that I've been watching, and it's really not a cell per se, just an area of heavier showers with a few lightning strikes embedded within all of this moisture, has put out a couple lightning strikes within the last few minutes. That's south of Screven for folks just asking about Screven there. So for this area, probably 2 to 3/10 of an inch of rainfall, but a little bit south of that, closer to 1/2 inch, not out of the question. This moving toward Highway 27, going into Jessup or out of Jessup, depending on which way you're driving. And then eventually this will be moving maybe just off to the west of Townsend, more so toward Ludowici. So that's what we're looking at for tonight. If you guys have those questions, what I'm going to do now is hop off here on this stream, answer those on Facebook. If you guys aren't tuning in on Facebook, maybe you're on Twitter, you can ask questions there on Twitter, Roku, however you're watching. If you need to ask those questions, you can get them answered on my Facebook page. And I hope you guys have a good rest of your evening. We'll be back on at 11, and I will have those rain chances for this week. Definitely updated, tweak those temperatures as well, and I hope you have a good, peaceful rest of your Sunday evening.